What is going on, Pokemon trainers? Today we are going to talk about the best auto catchers and the worst auto catchers for Pokemon Go in 2023. Now, I don't have all of them right here in front of me, but I have used all of them personally, so I can compare, contrast, and let you guys know my thoughts and feelings on what you should pick if you are looking to get into the auto catcher, auto spinner world of Pokemon Go. Now, we all know the OG Pokemon Go Plus. It was the first device out there to help you spin stops, catch Pokemon, ease your gameplay a little bit, right? The pinnacle of its time, if you will, but it had a lot of downfalls and it was quickly replaced with third-party devices. Its downfalls were it was loud, the vibrating was annoying, the lights were annoying, there was no way to adjust anything on it. You had to remove the back of the device to change the battery because it wasn't rechargeable. It was easy to lose and way cheap made. They broke so easily. And the only trick to get it to auto catch and auto spin, a lot of people did hair ties, paper clips. I saw some dude tie a shoelace real tight around one, and if you did that too tight, you would break it. So, wasn't the greatest device. It was quickly replaced by the third-party Go-tcha and Go-tcha Evolve. We'll get into third-party devices in a minute though. Later down the line, when they started releasing games for Pokemon for the Switch, the first device they released after the Go Plus that was a licensed Pokemon Go and Niantic device was the Pokeball Plus. It was rechargeable and it auto spun stops. It would one tap catch Pokemon. It wasn't the greatest upgrade, but it was still better. At least it would auto spin for you and you would just have to click to catch Pokemon, or you could catch them on your own. And today, I haven't even opened it yet. We have the Pokemon Go Plus Plus. It is the newest addition to the line of auto catching devices, and quite honestly, before we even get to the end of the video, it's probably going to rank number one for me and a lot of people. But let's talk third-party devices. The Go-tcha and the Go-tcha Evolve were the pinnacle of auto catchers for me. The Go-tcha was the first one I ever had. It lasted me 3.5 years. I washed it in the washing machine. I dropped it in puddles. I've thrown it across the ground in 4 different countries, I think 30 plus states, before I finally had to replace it. The Go-tcha Evolve, I wasn't a big fan of. It was too bulky. Like, I could pretend like the regular Go-tcha Classic was like a Fitbit. The Go-tcha Evolve was bulky. The screen was, new and upgraded. It was great, but it really just did the same thing as the Go-tcha Classic. It was just fancier, but I wasn't a fan of it. And I always had to wear 2 of them or carry 2 of them because when MJ was working, my wife, if you're new to the channel, I would play for her account too, which is what got me to my second choice we will go over, the DualCatchmon. It auto catches, it auto spins, and it does it for 2 devices at one time. The biggest difference that is going to come into all of this for most people is price and how many accounts you need to use it for. If you're doing between 2, 4, 6 accounts, I don't know if anybody's doing that many accounts anymore these days, but this is probably going to be the winner for you. But for me, I think MJ is going to have to go out and buy one of these too. But big shout out to Nathan for sending this to us. Thank you so much, dude. You are the sponsor of today's video, and a few videos coming up that we will be doing a lot more testing for this. But all auto catchers and all auto spinners in 2023 at least share the same capabilities. Minus the Go Plus, they auto spin and they auto catch throwing Pokeballs. That's where this beauty comes in, because this will now give you the option to auto throw the Pokeballs, no touch, no nothing. You just turn on auto catch, auto spin, it'll spin the stops, it'll throw the Pokeballs, does everything for you. But you can switch it at the tap of a button. You can now throw Great Balls and Ultra Balls, which across the board, all auto catchers generally have a 50% catch and a 50% run rate. For me, that means Shiny Corsola. Yes, if you're new here, I had a Shiny Corsola, the only one I've ever seen run because of the auto catcher, and I'm still salty about it to this day, but it's Shiny Corsola. Anyways, I digress. Yes, this does come with research for the possibility of Shiny Sleepy Snorlax. that doesn't weigh into whether it's better than the other devices or not. It's just a cool aspect. Like I said though, auto throwing great balls and ultra balls, the biggest upside to that, well, not auto throwing, I mean, in my opinion, to be able to just click a button and it does it, that's still auto throwing. It's just not doing it full auto. It's a semi-auto catcher is what we'll call it. But I like that because Pokeballs have the lowest catch rate, and if I'm not mistaken, the catch rate on the auto catcher is no, nice, great, or excellent, no curveball. It's just like throwing a Pokeball outside of the hitbox and hope for the best. Why does that make this one so much better? You have an increased catch rate over the Pokeball with a Great Ball, and an increased catch rate over the Pokeball and Great Ball with the Ultra Ball. Let's say you're doing a community day and you went out and stocked up, you've got 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, whatever Ultra Balls, and I know that might sound out of reach, but I currently have almost 4,000 Pokeballs because these are how I play religiously. Let's say you want to go out and play the community day. You've got all those Ultra Balls, just click non-stop. It'll spin all the stops for you when you're done catching, but you can literally use Ultra Balls now, and on community days, you already have an increased chance of catching the Pokemon. Now you can have an increased chance of catching the Pokemon with your auto catcher. You gotta work, drop down a lure, auto catcher. If you're a driver or you're driving around a lot, you do Uber, DoorDash, you know, whatever your delivery job may be or require you to be in the car, this will keep your eyes on the road and your Pokemon playing. I think auto catchers are great, and I think Niantic and Pokemon Go Up actually did a very good job with this, but it does have some downfalls. Comparing this one, and this one, I haven't used this one a whole lot, so I don't really think it doesn't really light up too terribly. The vibration is not terrible. This thing, if you don't put it in silent mode, is god awful on the vibration, and the lights aren't terrible. The only two lights are those two little white LED bars right there, but you can turn off the sound, the vibration. You can't turn off the lights, but they're not that bright. However, this thing, the vibration from what I hear is obnoxious, and I've seen the lights. It literally looks like you're at a pogo discotheque when you turn this thing on, and people are kind of disappointed because in the instructions that you originally got on the Pokemon Go Plus official website said that their silent mode you were going to be able to turn off the lights and the sounds. My thing is I don't necessarily want to turn off the lights. I wish you could dim them. That would be better, but it's bad. The lights are like bad, especially because for the Pokemon Sleep feature, you have to have it laying down on a flat surface and you can't like flip it upside down. So it's bright. You might have to like put a hat or something over it just so it doesn't keep your room lit up all night. It's bright. It's not exactly discreet, but other than that, it is the top one between these when it comes to playability, usability, and all-around quality of life improvement in your gameplay in Pokemon Go with an auto catcher compared to the rest of them. But we can't do a comparison without talking price. I did not know that you can actually still get the original Pokemon Go Plus on Amazon. This is all USD, $38.34. Never in 100 years would I recommend you spending that $38 because you can still get the Go-tcha Classic, which like I said, this is the one I had for over 3 years. It was amazing. It had its flaws, but it's still rechargeable. Auto catches. Oh, one comparison I almost forgot between this one and the Go-tcha that I don't know if the other ones do or not. They can notify you of Pokedex entries. So it doesn't catch a Pokedex entry, so it doesn't let it run, or if it's something that was released as shiny in game, you can shiny check it first. You don't miss your Pokedex screen. You can set that up to do it. In this, it's Pikachu's voice, and in the Go-tcha Classic, it's it'll vibrate, and when you look at it, it'll show a question mark on the screen. A question mark means a new Pokemon. The Go-tcha Evolve, like I said, it doesn't really have an improved battery life, and the battery life in the Go-tcha Classic is not bad, and they're both easy to charge anyways, and you can use them while charging it. So if you've got like a dual port brick charger and it dies, just plug it into the brick charger. If you're using it, like I said, you know, work related purposes and you're in the car, plug it into the plug-in in your car. It'll still run while you're charging it. That's going to be the best bang for your buck. $39 on sale right now because the Go-tcha Evolve is 22% off, or you can just pick up $38.98 for the Go-tcha Classic. Not a big deal. Definitely would recommend one of those two over the OG Go Plus because that thing is awful. Then we get into the DualCatchmon. If you're looking for multiple devices, like I said, it still won't throw anything but the Pokeball and spin stops. But if you're doing more than one account, this is going to be the one for you. Right now, it's on sale for $79.90, and for me, it's worth every penny. However, I won't lie to y'all, it runs on batteries too. I have rechargeable batteries for it, so I'm not spending a fortune, and they are much easier to change than the original Go Plus, but it does still run on batteries. So take that into consideration. It does not charge. And then we're gonna go over to the brand new one. The Go Plus Plus is $55 on Amazon. However, it is currently out of stock because scalpers saw one dude on Twitter that literally has 8 phones. He bought 8 of them for because he's hoping to get the shiny Snorlax, which more power to you for however you choose to play, but stop taking away from players who don't want to have to pay a scalper because you have a gambling addiction in Pokemon Go. Anyways, 55 bucks. I was lucky. This was from GameStop. I got it for the $55, and then I had to pay $13 for them to deliver it in Uber because I didn't know that's how their overnight shipping worked. I literally had a dude show up to my door with an Uber lanyard on. It was like, here's your Go Plus Plus. I was laughing. It was great. Lastly is this one. And why is this one last? 2 reasons. 1, they don't make it anymore, and 2, it is the most expensive of them all. The cheapest I could find this was used on Amazon for $179. You could buy 3 of these for the same price as one of these. Absolutely not. Do not get a Pokeball Plus. If you have one, cool, hold on to it for a retirement fund in a few years apparently, because it's going to be like base set Pokemon cards. Do not buy that. That is going to be the worst choice you could make because it doesn't really do anything special anyways. But yeah, auto catchers, there are many shapes, many sizes, many styles, many brands, both third party and licensed. But for me, it's going to come down to the Pokemon Go Plus Plus because I like the fact that it auto spins and auto catches now. I like the fact that you can use Great Balls and Ultra Balls and the one click doesn't bother me at all. And I feel like in the future, they will go ahead and push something to update that, maybe do it for special events, I don't know, but with the most recent glitch, we do know it is possible because it was auto throwing Great Balls and Ultra Balls. When you turned off auto catching and turned it over to one of those 2 balls, it would auto throw them. So we know it's possible. We'll have to wait and see what happens. If you guys have any other suggestions, if you have a different favorite, let me know down in the comments which one you would pick, which price point you think is best, because I think $55 for this with the comparative prices of third-party devices, the original Go Plus, how much the Pokeball Plus was when it came out. I think they did a very good job with all of this, but I always love to know you guys' thoughts and opinions. So let me know which one you would pick, if you would pick a different one, or what you think they'll be doing in the future with this one that might make you change your mind on picking it up, because according to my poll on YouTube, a lot of people are sitting out on it right now. And I want to know why, because I think it's a great price and a great device, but that's just me, and it's also about everybody else collectively to see why you guys would choose to skip out on it. Maybe auto catchers just aren't your thing, but this also isn't going to be the only review that I do. I'm going to go out and do 3 N-Senses on this to do Pokeballs, Great Balls, and Ultra Balls to test just how well each feature catches, and if it does make a difference using the Pokeballs versus the Ultra Balls and the Great Balls, because that will make a difference on whether this is worth it or not. I'm also going to do a comparison of all 3 devices to see if, you know, there is a big difference between them, how they work, how they operate, if any of them do catch better or spin better, have better connectivity. We're gonna have a lot of fun with doing these reviews. So let me know down in the comments what you would like to see out of that. If you're new here and you haven't already, make sure to subscribe. Check out these other videos if you want to see me fail and win with the auto catcher, and I will catch y'all in the next one.